Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome in to the first FC Newscast. I am one of your co-hosts, Toast&Max, along with my partner in crime here, Max Dogge.
I am the Max Dogge.
And so, essentially, for those of you guys who don't know, as if you couldn't tell by the title, this will be a mixture of news. It could be anything from gaming news to world news to community news, etc. But our first main story, we've got something we got to tell you here.
Breaking news.
So in case you guys didn't catch it, Japan is going to try to get hide and seek into the Olympics. That is not a joke.
Well, we're going to repeat that for you just in case you didn't catch it. Japan wants hide and seek to be an Olympic sport for when they host the Olympics in Tokyo and the 2020 Olympic Games.
There's apparently a 64-year-old professor there who feels that there are different kinds of sports that can range from anything from uber competitive, such as like swimming, running, etc., to ones that everyone should be able to play, such as hide and seek. And he feels that he can devise a setup for a competitive hide and seek gameplay in the Olympics where pretty much anyone from any age group could take place, or could participate rather.
Yeah, and so there's apparently this whole coalition that already exists of people that play hide and seek in Japan. And they play on these, like, areas they call pitches, like with a P, and, like, they say, you know, hiding and being still is very hard, especially when there are bugs and insects and mosquitoes. So, what is this, World War II invasions, but without weapons? Too soon?
I guess. Apparently what they're saying, though, is that successful players, of course, will have to have the ability to run very fast at the start of the game to put some distance between themselves and the Seekers. Also, in case you guys, I don't know if we mentioned it, the way in which it'll operate is on a team basis. So instead of just having one person go hide and seek, apparently you have a team of Seekers. I've never played hide and seek like that, so
yeah,
I don't really
apparently
know how it works.
7-on-7. Maybe it's Battle Royale style, if you've seen that movie.
It doesn't really seem like there's any real way, if you're hiding, to do anything other than just sit there, from the way that he's describing it.
It sounds like a really bad live-action version of Assassin's Creed multiplayer. Oh wait,
man.
but the multiplayer was already bad. Aww.
Oh, no. I have to disagree with you strongly there, sir. It didn't get bad
in
until
theory,
AC3.
it was amazing, but people just suck. So, people ruined the game. That's all I gotta say. Because people just run around stabbing people instead of,
Okay, yeah, that I will agree with you. There's always, like, a couple assholes that are just running around on the rooftops and then just jumping down, and it's like, that's not being an assassin at all.
Yeah, if that was being an assassin, then insert reference here. That would be an assassin then.
Anyway.
Yeah, I blanked on that.
You guys have now heard Max, I think, blank out for the first time on the show. I know you guys have heard me do it many, many times. But anyway, so yeah, look forward to the 2020 Olympics hosted in Tokyo. Maybe hide and seek would be an event. I would love to watch it. I think it'd be fucking hilarious, personally.
Okay, so they took out wrestling as an Olympic sport, but they want to add hide and seek? What? Oh my god. If this was a video podcast, you'd see me literally face palming right now.
Well, what they need to do is add wrestling back in, but we're talking like WWE style drama wrestling, man soap opera.
No.
And they need to have like them come out there and be like, "You don't understand."
Well, you actually wouldn't because they're from other countries and they speak different languages. So it would work.
Well, they would have like translators, but anyway.
Oh, because that's cool or something that happens. Okay.
Oh, whatever. So apparently Max is just a bigot. I see how it is.
Oh, yeah, and apparently you're someone likes to call out bigots and likes to apply stereotypes to people. Stereotypist or typist, however you say.
Hey, I'm not the one bringing up the fact that Black Hawk wants to be a pretty princess. Or am I?
Or are you? Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway, to transition now into our gaming news segment, Max has gone out again and has done uber good research and has found some pretty big topics here.
Yeah, so in case you aren't sitting down or prepared for what could be a long gaming news segment, I suggest preparing yourselves, because it will be awesome. So, I'm going to split this up a little bit differently than I did last time. We're going to do big topics like we did last time, but then we're going to split up the quick hits by Xbox, PS3, general news, etc. So, big topics. We're going to talk about the Xbox One. This news has already been posted on the SEWars.net, on the Xbox 360 or Xbox One versus PS4 arguments and other threads. But in case you missed it, and you don't like to read things I post, first of all, shame on you for not reading things I post. They're very informative, and you should listen to everything I say. Always. Second of all, there's a lot of news, so I can understand maybe you didn't get to it, but you should.
No excuse.
No excuse. Okay, here we go. The Xbox One is to launch on November 22nd and 2013 in 13 different markets. That is down like 8 markets from originally what they were planning for. But the Xbox One is just started full production, and the Xbox One CPU has gotten a 150 megahertz boost to the clock, so that means it'll be faster. Yay! And there's photos of the new Xbox Ones rolling off the assembly lines. There's photos and links, and if Toast wants to be nice, he'll make this into a nice spoiler section so you can see all the links later.
Maybe. I don't know how much I love them yet.
You said the same thing last time.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I also did the same thing for the intro. I did the same thing.
Yeah, so who's talking now?
So we're good. We're good. Also, Xbox One will not support external storage at launch. It'll be coming in the future because you have 500 gigabytes on your drive, so that's not a priority for them to push out for launch, I would assume, is what they're saying. So hopefully it'll be out by the end of 2013, but who knows because it's Microsoft. Also, because of the features of the cloud and the Azure-based system cloud computing, the Xbox One could eventually offer backwards compatibility, says Microsoft. They are working on it. They don't know if it'll be a thing, though. It'll be very similar to the Gaikai streaming service that the PS4 has. But what the PS4 doesn't have is the cloud computing backup, which the Xbox One has, which is a major differentiator. Blah, blah, blah. Raz, if he's listening to this, he's mad, so shut up about that. Also, the Xbox One is here to help. All you have to do is ask. Basically, it works a lot like if you have like a Android phone, you have Google Now, you can ask your Xbox, hey, what's this? Or help me. And the Kinect sensor will pull up like the menu, like the manual of a video game that you're playing, for example. And it'll show you things. And all developers have to create a digital version of the manual for users to use because, as you may or may not have noticed, physical manuals and game copies that you buy physically aren't really much of a thing anymore. So Xbox One and Microsoft making sure that all the developers have their manuals digitized, and the developers can put like little Easter eggs and stuff and like yell at you for using the menu because you're an idiot or something if they wanted to. Fun stuff and things. Also, there's voice search via Bing, but that's already a thing that you can do now. But Xbox One, new. But that wraps up the big topics for the Xbox One. And next, for all of you people that love Battlefield 4, Battlefield 4 will launch with 7 modes playable across 10 different maps at launch. And in case you were wondering what those modes were, I will have Toast read them to you because I've been speaking for a long time.
All you have to do is hand it off to me, Max, just like you did now. Anyway, it's going to be launching with the 7 modes of course, Team Deathmatch, Squad Deathmatch, Rush, Domination and Conquest, and also a newer mode known as Obliteration, in which 2 teams will face off on a medium-sized battleground where 1 bomb will spawn in a random central location. The mission is to pick up the bomb and arm it at one of the enemy's 3 military installations and blow it up. When the bomb is detonated, a new bomb spawns in a random location and the race is on again. The first team to destroy all 3 objectives wins. That doesn't sound familiar at all, does it, Max?
No, definitely not.
I think this is totally new. I've never seen Halo do this.
No, nothing. No, nope.
But actually, no, I'm
But
not
yeah,
talking shit. I can see it being very, very fun in Battlefield, in all
yeah.
seriousness.
So I was very close with my predictions in the last podcast, which if you haven't listened to it, you should. It's pretty great. But yeah, I thought there would be multiple bombs. It appears that there's only one bomb, so I was only off by a couple. So hey, for someone that didn't really know much about it and just blindly guessing, I did a fantastic job. Also, there's another game mode that Toast did not mention. It is called Diffuse. And it's a game mode where players don't have any respawns at all for even tighter and quicker and infantry only game mode. So it's a lot like, the hardcore version
I'm busy right
of like
now.
Call of Duty way back in the day. So like Search and Destroy, how it didn't have respawns and hardcore versions way back when. It's a lot like that, but it's team deathmatch. So probably expect 9,000 sniping camping people.
It's gonna be horrible bad. It'll be so bad. Like, I feel that that'll be the one thing that will kill that game mode for me.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to play it.
I know I don't, but I'd like to play it, is the thing.
Yeah. It sounds like the maps will probably be smaller though, because it's infantry only, so maybe that won't happen, but we don't know.
Also, Battlefield 4, oh, never mind, Max can take it.
No, you go ahead.
No, please,
No,
sir.
No,
Oh, fine.
As you
Battlefield
were the first
4 will
co-host,
include a test
so
range for
ahead.
vehicles, which I'm not sure what that headline is supposed to mean exactly.
Okay, so Battlefield 4 will include a test range for vehicles, so if you don't know how to fly things, or drive things, you can figure out how to do it before going into multiplayer modes. So, if you suck at flying a helicopter, or you don't know how, you can learn how to do it before you go into multiplayer match and kill your entire team that's in your helicopter. Congratulations, you didn't kill your team.
That makes me so happy that they listened to Please, because I'm one of those people, like, I'm totally alright in Battlefield. I'm a bit better actually on the PC when it comes to vehicle flying, but in terms of the console, I'm great in every other area except for flying jets and helicopter. I can't fucking get the hang of it. I can do it, but not well enough to engage in conflict, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
so,
wow. You're just bad.
Nice.
I use a gamepad on PC. My Xbox 360 controller. But yeah, I've always been good at flying helicopters ever since Bad Company. So, I usually only takes me a couple flights to get used to the controls. Because like, especially switching from Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 3, there was a really big difference to how the sticks worked. So they've changed that around. Hopefully they keep it the same, and it's just natural. But who knows? Also, Battlefield news. To end out the Battlefield news, because we all love Battlefield here, and if you don't, you should love Battlefield, and you should learn how to love Battlefield, because we love you loving things that we love.
Instead you're sitting there thinking, why aren't they covering Call of Duty instead of Battlefield? I want you to go find the nearest bridge and jump off of it, please.
Well, make sure the bridge is high. So like, not like 5 feet, mind you. So like, high bridges. Also, the FC podcast does not promote jumping off bridges. This is just for comedic bit. This has been the FC podcast. Also, last news, Battlefield 4. The Battlefield series won't be seeing yearly releases anytime soon, says DICE. So yeah, you don't have to worry about buying a new skin version of the same game every single year. Was that a dig at Call of Duty, Toast? Yes, that was a Call of Duty dig. Okay, moving on. Alright, I'll let you take this one, because awesome.
Fine. So in case you guys didn't catch it at all, Nintendo has decided they're going to release a new version of the DS called the 2DS. And essentially what it is take a DS, open it up all the way, encase it in something solid, and then take your 3D games that you love to play on the 3DS and put them into 2D.
Which, just in case you didn't know, there was a slider on your 3DS, so you could have turned the 3D all the way off.
Whenever you fucking
in case you didn't know that, you can buy this
to.
entirely new product for $129.99 in the US.
It
looks like a slab of cake. Like, if you think, like, the bottom, it just looks like a slab of cake. Like a piece of cake. And it's not easy like a piece of cake. It's like an actual physical piece of cake. And it's targeted at younger children, and something that the mothers would buy children as their starting gaming device, because apparently it's pretty sturdy, and you won't be able to break the hinge, but I guess that was a problem with the 3DS hinges breaking, so they decided, let's just make it one slab that we can't fold, and defeat the purpose of being portable. because
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Because Nintendo, I'm getting rather disappointed. Like, every time they release something new, my disappointment of them goes up more and more. I was a kid that started on Nintendo consoles, as I think most did. I started even with the NES and the SNES when I was real little. Of course, I ended up going up to the N64. The GameCube was possibly my favorite system of that generation. And then you end up hitting the last generation that we were a part of, and the Wii was just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It was a nice idea, but no. And then their handhelds just started going downward from the first DS.
Nintendo is a sinking ship, sinking ship, sinking ship.
I don't care if they sink as long as they sell off the rights to Zelda to somebody else. That's all I care about anymore, is I want good Zelda games.
I 100% agree with you, sir. Alright, so now we shall transition from big topics to quick hits. Well, I will read stuff and explain stuff really quickly. Then Toast will offer a reaction after every single one. And if he does not provide a reaction other than meh, send him angry viewer mail and say, why are you so meh, man? In case you didn't know, I was referencing the last podcast, which you haven't listened to before. You should probably click the other one, like before it, and then come back to this one, because we like you listening to all of our things that we do. And if you don't listen to all the things that we do, well, first of all, we might not be able to be friends, so.
And also,
I'm not sure this will work out.
You'd really, really need to watch out, because I know that we have this, like, little team of underwear gnomes that specifically target our listeners, especially the ones that miss podcasts. They will steal and hide all your shit. They are like ferrets with legs, god damn it. And they are not fun. Just saying.
He's saying from experience. He once didn't listen to his podcast that he made, and they messed with him, even though he's the guy that made it.
Yep.
He didn't listen to it back one time. And by golly,
actually, to be completely honest, I've never listened to any of the podcasts. In all seriousness, I don't think I ever have.
That's quality control right there.
I hear enough of them while I'm editing, if you know what I mean. So,
makes sense.
Meh. Anyway.
Hey, you said meh. No meh. Okay.
I love the word meh.
Okay, so, quick hits, Xbox version. So, here we go. Microsoft will acquire, and has acquired, Nokia's device and services business. If you don't know, Nokia is people who make phones, and they generally make Windows phones, and they're actually pretty decent. Hence the Nokia Lumia 1020, which is 41 megapixel camera. I believe that's the number, right? But yeah, that's a Windows 8 phone. That's a 41 megapixel camera on the back, and it's awesome. But now Microsoft is going to buy Nokia, so that Nokia will make Windows phones exclusively, and Microsoft will be able to control them. And in case you're wondering, how big of an impact is this? Nokia accounted for like maybe 3 to 6% of global sales of like smartphones. And Windows Phone was only like 8%, I think, and like total market share. So this basically does nothing. That's just company buying a company, doesn't change the world. Blah.
Yeah, still hasn't killed the iPhone, so meh.
Also, Microsoft has said that they plan to support the Xbox 360 for 3 more years. Toast.
That actually was probably one of the most surprising pieces of news that I heard coming out of this. I didn't expect them to hold it on for 3 years.
Well, one of the best games for the PS2, for example, came out 4 years after the PS3 came out, Persona 4, in case you're wondering. I don't know this. I'm regurgitating something that I heard. But, yeah. I guess there's still a market for 360, and hopefully it'll go down like $100, and people will still buy it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there still definitely will be a market. I know this community will still be using the 360 for quite a bit with Halo 4, for example.
Yes.
And so that's definitely nice for us, although I have a feeling Halo 5 will be coming out in less than 3 years, unfortunately. And yes, I say unfortunately, and I mean that. And yeah, it could work. I was just surprised at how long they'd keep it running.
Okie dokie. The Xbox 360 update that happened probably last week by the time you listen to this podcast will have turned Microsoft points into your local currency. If your local currency is dollars, US dollars, you don't no longer have Microsoft points. You have dollar amounts, and it's weird. But it also means that they, in theory, can now apply sales tax to it. So hopefully that does not become a thing, but it could become a thing. Toast.
Yeah, I just kind of realize that they could apply sales tax, and I will flat out say I will be incredibly pissed if that happens.
Yeah.
On the grounds that it's like, no, this doesn't necessarily translate. Say if they have, if they still sell the cards, for example, okay, and they don't sell it, I don't know, in 1,600 Microsoft points, but they sell it in, $19.99. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Well, if you were following my train of thought, ignore it. In short, what I was saying was I'm already going to pay sales tax on it, and then when I go and get the card and I bring it home and I cash it in for $19.99, and then they try to charge me sales tax on the Xbox Marketplace, well, then my card doesn't mean much because I'm still a couple cents short or whatever it's going to be. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because Max and I actually recorded pretty much the rest of the show, and then it turns out the recorder didn't catch it.
So yeah, that's fun. Like, we recorded like half an hour of the podcast and we're almost at the very end, and then we realized it wasn't recording. So yeah.
Yeah, so, yes, we're just gonna go ahead and pick us back off now. Like I said, if it sounds like there's any difference between the two recordings, or you're wondering why my train of thought just kind of ends, that's why.
Yeah. And I was talking to Jesus about the podcast failing, and he's like, you guys suck. Kaz and I are gonna make a new podcast, and we're gonna dedicate it to female bikini models, and we're gonna call it the Boobcast. I actually want to listen to that.
I would so listen to that. Then again, and no offense to Yeezus at all, I think if Kaz made anything, I'd actually probably check it out, because me and Kaz are like lovers. But anyway.
Buddies? Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so we're gonna continue through with the Xbox news, and excuse me if I get deja vu during this, I feel like I've just done this. Wow.
I know, I feel like this next part that we're gonna talk about here, I've already commented on. It's so weird.
I feel like I've been on all of these parts before. But yeah, for example, the Xbox Live Rewards has been relaunched with a new website and new ways to earn new monies. So basically, 5,000 credits will equal $5. So how do you earn Xbox Live Rewards points? By buying things and you get points back for spending monies, basically, and doing surveys online and playing video games. But mainly, if you buy things, you get money back in very small amounts. Toast, have you ever used Xbox Live Rewards before?
Wow, I don't remember this question. Actually, no, I've never checked it out. I will probably be checking out with the Xbox One, but as of now, I've never done it.
Okie dokie. I'm surprised and shocked by your response. Listen to my surprise and shock in my voice. Okay. Moving on. The Xbox Marketplace, which we all love, is now known as the Xbox Game Store, much in line with the Xbox Video Store and the Xbox Music Store. So you don't get a marketplace anymore. Are you sad, Toast? I think you are.
I am. I'm actually very sad because I love the name the Xbox Marketplace, and I feel it's just one of those things that they shouldn't change at the end of its lifespan.
It's a sad story, but we will move on anyway. Okay, September's Xbox Live games with gold are Magic the Gathering 2013 and Rainbow Six Vegas. Have you played any of these games before, dude?
I can't do this! Oh my god, no, we'll continue doing it, guys. I'm sorry if I keep laughing, just this is so funny for me, because it's like hearing the exact same thing over again.
Well, consistency on my part, yeah.
Yeah, you're very consistent on your part. It's almost like you rehearsed this.
I didn't.
But yeah, it actually is a little weird. But anyway, to your questions, I have played Magic in terms of the actual cards. I've never checked out Magic 2013. I played Rainbow Six Vegas a long ass time ago. I remember it being enjoyable, so I'll probably be getting it again.
Well, Rainbow Six Vegas, I have a nice place in my heart for Rainbow Six. I love its tacticalness and its cover system. It was just awesome, and I loved it, and I miss it, and hopefully the new one that's supposed to come out in like 5 years, because Ubisoft is a thing, and they make every other game every year.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Rainbow Six Patriots, whatever it's going to be called, is down the road, so I won't get my Rainbow Six fix for a while. But yeah, if you haven't played it, I highly recommend it. It's a great series. Maybe pick up Rainbow Six Vegas 2 while you're at it. That was even better. But yeah, moving on, we're going to add something new that just broke as we were recording, and I didn't realize it, but then the recording stopped. So now it's breaking news. A video online has leaked, and it shows the Xbox One beta dashboard. and it looks a lot like Windows 8, but just on an Xbox One. And the guy sounds like basically the guy's a douche that's posting this. He sounds like a douche. He probably is a douche. But he shows like them playing Rise as well and like booting it up like straight off the start, and it loads in like 3 seconds, and he's playing the game, and it's ridiculous, and it's awesome, and it's in beta version. And if things are loading that fast, bravo, Microsoft. Good job.
My only complaint is that it looks like fucking Windows 8, which I have the biggest gripe with in the world ever.
Well, the world doesn't revolve around you, Toast.
See, no, that's a common misconception that the world doesn't revolve around me. I don't know what the fuck you people are talking about. It's obvious the world revolves around me.
I think Copernicus would have something to say about that.
I'm sorry. I go outside and I see the stars move at night and they seem to rotate around my position, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Please, okay. Audience, please refrain from the mortar shells and missile firing that you're about to hear as they're flying slowly towards Brendan's house. Because they obviously revolve around him, and eventually they'll hit him in the face.
Possibly. But anyway. This little next topic is something that actually got me a little heated in the original recording. Is that the PS4 is going to support up to 4 controllers at once, whereas the Xbox One will support up to 8 controllers, and how many on Smart Glass? Max
16!
6 fucking.
I didn't know that was a number.
6 for controllers.
6 fucking teen. I didn't know that was a number.
So, yeah, guys, if you're wondering why I got heated on this, because my question is, how many fucking people are playing on one console at once? Like, especially in the days of live, and I mean, if you are gonna LAN it, then fucking properly LAN it. You don't need 8 controllers.
Well, yes and no, but maybe so. Maybe it's like a party-style game like Mario Party or some clone of it, so you need 8 controllers, like you're all on the same screen, or if it's like a twin-stick shooter, kind of like maybe you're playing Bomberman with 8 controllers, who knows? Maybe that'd be awesome.
And see, all of those would be okay, but my question is, I don't see those necessarily coming to the Xbox, especially something like Mario Party, unless they make a clone of it, in which case I want it to be called...
Fusion Frenzy? That was Mario Party. Kinda, not really.
Kind of. I want it to be called, like, I don't know, like, Master Chief Party.
Master Chief Party.
Master Chief Party.
Not to be confused with Master Queef Party. Yeah, I went there. This is a podcast for you.
Oh, but Jesus.
Jesus isn't here.
So yes, the next thing, because I think we don't have anything else to say on that one, is that the Xbox One TV feature might not require the gold subscription after all.
Yeah, there's a confusing graph that tries to explain the differences between Xbox Live Gold on the 360 and then Basic and then Gold on the Xbox One. And then there's an interview with the Xbox Group lead planner, whose name is Albert Pinello, and he says otherwise. So we don't know what's going on. It could be another 180 in the process. It could be just misinformation, much like it was after the E3 press conference. But we don't know because Microsoft sucks at PR.
Pretty much. They have always kind of had a bit of a PR problem. The next little bit of news here is actually a little disconcerting to me. I'm a little worried. It turns out that you can actually go, well, I'll have the link, of course, where you can listen to the difference in audio quality between 360 and the Xbox One. Max likes to say that it sounds a lot like Skype, which scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, because who wants to hear our voices, like, crystal clear and stuff, and hear us for who we really are, and not
It's not that. I won't know who anybody is. I mean, I've talked to quite a few FC members on Skype, either from podcast stuff or just general talking. And I've also heard them on the Xbox, and I'm so used to the way they sound on the Xbox that occasionally I'll hear them on Skype, and I'm just like, who are you?
Who are you, and what have you done with the person you're supposed to be? I don't know. Apparently we get accents when we're on Skype. That's a new bit I'm trying out. I didn't try this in the last podcast. It's probably failing. I'm going to stop now.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Oh, man.
Oh, redoing podcasts. Oh, that's fun. Okay, next news story. Xbox One indie program will support free-to-play games and microtransactions. Toast, do you like indie games?
Yes, Max, I like indie games. Yeah, I actually do. In case, Max, if you've never heard, there's this one on there called Xenominer. Have you heard
I've
of
never
that?
heard of it. Please tell me more.
It's essentially like Minecraft, but the premise is you've crashed kind of on a different planet, and it's kind of like Minecraft in space. Which again, although I think we can both agree there are too many Minecraft copies in the indie world, 'cause that's pretty much where everyone goes with it. This one was kind of cool in that it was one guy that was doing it, and I mean, if they had a larger developer take hold to it, I think it'd be kind of cool. Cause the reason why I say it's like Minecraft is that it's block based and you can play stuff and stuff like that. And you of course had to find different minerals and stuff, but for the most part, it had a very, very different feel to it.
Yeah, so basically, Minecraft in space!
With solar radiation and a bunch of other stuff, so.
Oh, the more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
Also,
But yeah, I do support, indie games, just in general. I like that there'll be free to play games. I'm not a huge fan of microtransactions. I hate those things. But yeah.
yeah. So are you pounding on your table? Is that the noise I'm hearing? Like this?
No, why? What noise
Okay.
are you hearing?
I'm hearing like a pop, 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 pop. Like sometimes when you're talking.
That worries me because I'm not doing anything.
Okay, it sounded like you were like tapping your table. Kind of like this.
Well then, okay, I'm gonna have to see if that's in the recording when I edit that. If you guys are hearing this as well and I somehow didn't catch it in editing, you feel free to yell at me. That's fine.
If not, we'll just cut out this segment entirely because I'm hearing things.
No, Max may be a little crazy.
Well, okay.
He is called Mad Max.
Probably.
He
Mad
is
Max.
called Mad Max.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, I am Mad Max Dog 1 on YouTube, youtube.com/MadMaxDog1.
Or
I
you
have a
should
gaming
totally
channel.
go and check out
Watch
his
all
stuff.
my gaming stuff. It's great. It's awesome. I did a TF2 live stream. If you don't know what TF2 is, it's Team Fortress 2, and it's on Steam, and it's free, and you should play it. Because I played it with Kaz, Toast, and Blaze, and probably have Remote and Donkey join us soon. So if you guys want to play Team Fortress 2 with us, you can. Let us know in the comment section on the forum webpage if you want to play Team Fortress 2 with us, and we will, and it'll be fun. We'll have a great time, and if not, Toast will mail you the money he doesn't have.
Yep. Hands down. I definitely will. But to be honest, and I did say this in the comments in case you missed it, Max, I totally didn't fucking know that that was Blaze that was playing with us. Like, it said Blaze, but because it didn't have the 4 for the A, I didn't think it was him. And so, like, I was even, like, healing him, and I was, like, working with him while we were playing, not realizing that it was Blaze. I felt fucking retarded afterwards.
Well, you probably are.
Probably. Maybe a bit.
Yeah, maybe, because, you are a piece of bread.
Yeah, they don't have very big brains at all.
I would imagine. Also, Xbox news. Talking about Day 1 editions of video games. We're going to be talking about the Day 1 editions of Forza Motorsport 5, Rise Son of Rome, and Dead Rising 3. What will be included in those Day 1 editions, as in terms of DLC, that has been announced. So, it'll mainly be skins and cars and weapons and tracks and stuff that you probably don't really need, but now you can have for free because you got it on Day 1 or within 2 weeks of a digital purchase. 2 weeks of launch, you can get it. Okay, I didn't explain that well because grammar and stuff and things. But yeah, if you download any of those 3 games on the Xbox One digital store, otherwise known as the Xbox Game Store now because it's rebranded, if you buy within the first 2 weeks, you get those Day 1 edition perks. So, now that you understand what you're talking about, do you care about pre-order DLC, Toast?
I actually kinda do. It's actually not even the DLC that I care about, it's more of getting the Day 1 Xbox One because I want to have the Xbox One, or the Day 1 2013 thing branded on my controller.
Yeah, because that's useful and makes you look like a jerk. Yeah, that's
It doesn't
great.
make me
Day
look
1
like a
edition.
jerk. You're
Yeah.
mean.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Why am I doing this
Make you
podcast
feel
with
like
you?
crap.
You're just mean.
Well, maybe I'll go do the boobcast with Jesus now.
That's fine, go ahead. I'll just steal Kaz.
Don't
I don't
call me
need
a
you.
goat head.
Wait, what?
He said go ahead. It's a really
Oh.
bad joke my dad makes. Whenever
Okay.
someone says go ahead, he said, don't call me a goat head. The more
That
you know.
was interesting. The more I know about Max's life.
Yeah, that's quality information right there, podcast listeners.
So, speaking of our listeners, if they're actually in the UK, they get something special with the Day 1 edition of the Xbox One.
They get a free copy of Forza Motorsport 5. Yay, you.
I wonder why they're doing that specifically in the UK. Does, the UK not have enough Forza players?
I think they like cars more. So it's a benefit, and it's something to attract people. It's an incentive for them to purchase the Xbox One over the PS4, which has Drive Club and no Gran Turismo, because they're releasing it on PS3, because that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Release a
perfect
brand
sense.
new game right before the PS4 now launches on the PS3 with no backwards compatibility. Good job, Sony.
Cough. GTA 5. Anyway. That's
Okay.
another one I don't understand. But anyway. Then again, it was supposed to be released way earlier, so.
Yeah. Okay. So, we're about to have some Halo 4 news. Are you excited? I'm excited. I don't know if Toast is excited, because we've done this before. Okay, moving on. The Halo 4 Game of the Year edition is going to be releasing in October. When? We don't know, because Microsoft loves being very, very, how do I say it? They don't like saying release dates, that's not their thing. And when they do, they release it on like a blog post and like on Facebook, instead of having a pomp and circumstance of an actual announcement type thing. Yeah. Nobody cares about that. October is when it'll be releasing, and the box art has been unveiled if you want to see it. The Game of the Year edition comes with Spartan Ops Season 1, the War Games Map Pass, Champions Bundle, and all of its pre-order, limited collector's edition exclusive content. The Halo 4 Game of the Year edition also includes a Master Chief Avatar cloak inspired by Halo for the Xbox One E3 trailer. Now, I will have Toast read you all of the pretty things that will be in it, in case you don't know what I was talking about.
It'll come with the game of Halo 4, Spartan Ops Season 1, War Games Map Pass. I said that weird. Champions Bundle. Also including Avatar items such as Master Chief Avatar Cloak, UNSC Avatar Shirt, and a Ghost Avatar Prop. Live themes including both Haven and Longbow Premium themes. Emblems from Mjolnir, Spartan, Bulletproof, Assassin, Bonebreaker. Armor skins for both Hazop Forest, Oceanic Circuit, and CIO Web, Venator Raptor, and Gugner Pulse, as well as helmets Locust and Deadeye, and a couple weapon skins coming at you, being the Arctic skin for the battle rifle and the Imprint skin for the light rifle, both of which you're probably never going to use because of all the stuff we recently got in the Champions Bundle. And Max, I stole your closing line.
Now, are you going to do your rant this time about the Venator helmet? Because
yes, I am. I am so pissed that the Venator, the Raptor skin for Venator stuff, the Deadeye helmet, and a couple other things became pre-orders. On the grounds that they originally were not pre-order bonuses. They were originally billed as what you unlocked for completing the Backstab challenge in Spartan Ops, much like how you got the regular Venator armor for, doing assassinations. Why I'm pissed about this? Because Venator Raptor looks awesome, and Deadeye is the only good-looking helmet in the entire fucking game, and because I didn't order it from Best Buy, I don't have it.
Hey, guess what? You never heard this before, but I ordered it from Best Buy, and I have that helmet, and I used to wear it. Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Maybe you should just give it to me, fucker.
If that was possible, I would do it.
Find a way. Oh, you would? Actually, okay, you're a cool guy now. I'm not mad at you anymore.
I wear the one that they gave in the Champions Bundle now, because that is a different skin.
Which one?
There's a new Venator skin. I don't remember.
Oh, okay, that one, yeah. Oh, I didn't know if you meant the Venator because you just said a different skin, and so I was wondering for which helmet. I'm actually currently sporting that Venator outfit in its entirety.
Oh, aren't you cool?
I'm
also,
cool.
More Halo for Xbox One news. The first story details have leaked, and I'm going to quote what the Microsoft Store Online posted, and I'm going to read it in an epic voice, and then Toast is going to comment on it, almost as if we've never done this before. Are you ready? I'm ready. In possession of a mysterious data chip, Petty Officer John 117, aka Master Chief, confronts a new battery of challenges and tests in a Herculean effort to stay alive in a galaxy where sentient life is mercilessly hunted. Pre-order the next chapter in the wildly popular Halo series designed exclusively for Xbox One.
I didn't comment on this the first time we did this, but actually, you pronounce Herculean? Interesting.
I said Herculean.
I say Herculean.
Well, cool story, bro.
Cool story, fine, whatever. And now I'm going to comment on it as if I've never done this before and point out that the phrase, in a Herculean effort to stay alive in a galaxy where sentient life is mercilessly hunted, especially using the word hunted, makes me fear that he's in some kind of really bad game show where the point is to hunt other people. Kind of almost like how Predator operates.
Yeah, or maybe it's like a battle royale and everyone's trying to kill each other. Or the Hunger Games if you're gay. Actually,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, because Hunger Games is kind of good. I don't know why, but I like it. Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
probably because of Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly why. Hmm.
But yeah, so that worries me a little, but we'll see what happens. For
Maybe
all
it's
we
the
know,
flood. Maybe it's the Didact. We don't know.
I would bet money on the Didact being alive.
Yeah. There's a comment I could make there, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like it.
Moving on to general news.
We apologize. Technology sucks sometimes. But now we're both
Yeah.
recording the podcast so that if this doesn't happen, hopefully it doesn't happen to both of us. Fail safes, children. Use them. Also, use protection. This has been a advertisement for the promotion of safety by the SC podcast team.
Also an advertisement for the new line of condoms I'll be coming out with.
What are we going to call
I haven't figured that out yet.
them? Call them the breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
Because you're toast and it's bread.
Oh man. Anyway.
Bad humor.
Moving on to some general gaming news now. COO Pete Parsons says that Destiny has the potential to surpass the impact of Halo. I can definitely see that happening.
I don't know, because Halo has made a ginormous impact on basically first-person shooters on the consoles. Destiny does have the potential because it'll be multi-platform, and so that more people will be able to play it, but I'm just not sure what is left to be innovated on. They've already showed some innovations, but I'm not sure.
I would say that there's
Halo
quite
can
a
have
bit
that.
to innovate on in the world of co-op and the world of multiplayer, which is what I think Destiny is going to revolutionize most.
I would agree with you, but then all the games are doing it from now on, but we don't know if they started to do it before Destiny did, because like The Division, for example, does the exact same thing, but we don't know if they started working on it first, or it was Destiny just the first people to announce it. We don't know.
Okay, well then I will also say that it has the potential to possibly, and I say possibly here just because it isn't totally in that direction from what I'm seeing. It has the potential to, well actually, no, I'm just gonna say it has the potential to spawn a whole new genre, which is what they've been billing it as since they've released, or since they've announced it, so.
Good points that wasn't talked about in the previous podcast. See, you get See, you get additional bonus content if we do it twice over. Yay!
Also, Destiny community trailer reveals fresh gameplay footage, which I did see, and I gotta say, it's pretty fresh.
Is it funky fresh?
It's fucking funky fresh.
Yes, you covered that exactly from the last podcast. We're awesome. Air high five.
Air high five.
Okay, Borderlands 2 news, because we all know you love Borderlands 2, especially if your name is Al Capone. Yeah, you're probably not listening to this, but if you are, shout out to you for always wanting to play Borderlands 2 when I'm not playing Borderlands 2 and I don't want to play Borderlands 2. Okay, Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition is coming. When will it be coming? We don't know. The Borderlands 2 Game of the Year edition will include all of the Season Pass DLC, which is like the 4 mission packs. It'll include Gage the Necromancer, Krieg the Psycho. It'll have the first Ultimate Vault Hunter upgrade pack, so you'll be able to go up to level 61. But it will not include Upgrade Pack 2, which allows you to go up to level 72, which is out now for $5 on the Xbox Game Store, or Steam, or whatever your platform of choice is. And it will also not include the Headhunters pack, which will include, DK Baja's blah 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 DLC, and other ones that are billed as smaller DLCs, like Gearbox can steal more of our monies, because that's what they do. They put stuff out of the season pass, and they make you pay for it because you know you want it.
Cough, cough, Champions Bundle, cough. Anyway.
Okay. Also, if you like Krieg and poop trains, and you like that video, well, Gearbox made another one as a prequel to the Assault on Dragon Keep, which was Tiny Tina's DLC that was out, and it was quite enjoyable. What would you say, Toast, about such video?
I watched it and I'd have to say I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was a very interesting video, to say the least.
I think Gearbox should make more of them, much in line of what Valve did with the Meet the ... series. They were great.
Yeah, let's not mention Valve. Anyway. Also, Gearbox Software is working on 2 new original IPs for the next gen. How does that make you feel, Max?
Well, I really like Borderlands, and they set up Borderlands 3, but I don't know how they're going to do a Borderlands 3, like what they're going to do and what's it entail. But also, some of the Gearbox's IPs have been great, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know if Gearbox can just make another game that's not just like Borderlands, you know?
Yep.
I don't know.
Worried about a Borderlands clone, pretty much in a nutshell.
Basicamente, senor.
No.
So.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay. No, it's Spanish-speaking people. We apologize. Apparently I'm not allowed to speak Spanish on the podcast show. Okay. Moving on to Grand Theft Auto 5, which is definitely not Spanish-speaking unless you live in the Spanish-speaking region, which it's translated into. Because this is America, dang it. Grand Theft Auto 5 Special and Collector's Edition DLC has been announced, and it will include additional weapons, skins, XP boost vehicles, vehicle customization options, normal customization options, etc. You can have stuff and things. You pre-order the special editions and you pay more monies. Congratulations, you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So, moving
also,
on. Okay.
Next thing that I find very interesting is that Heavy Rain was originally turned down by Microsoft due to child kidnapping themes.
Yep, you heard that headline correctly. Heavy Rain and Quantic Dream and David Cage, the people that made Heavy Rain, they were originally shopping around their idea. They didn't really have much on the game, just had the story and a couple assets and stuff. They were trying to figure out who they're going to make this game for. Microsoft thought, well, if the entire plot line revolves around child kidnapping, we don't want people to become child kidnappers because doing something in a video game obviously correlates to real life because logic and stuff. So Microsoft turned it down. And so David Cage took his team and they went to the PlayStation and Sony and they made an awesome game that I highly enjoyed and I would highly recommend. But it showed off the power of the PS3 and was wildly successful. Probably not as wildly successful as it should have been, but it sold quite well.
Yes.
So, Toast doesn't have a comment on that. We had this entire long bit that took up 20 more minutes, but we're not going to do that again because I don't feel like it, and it wasn't very good. So, if you want to listen,
was good. I just don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, I made an excuse. I apologize. Okay, moving on to PS4. Sony has reportedly...
Because everyone cares about that.
Raz and the 5 other people in the world are like, no! Thank you, Toast. Hi, Raz, for listening to this podcast. Okay, Sony reportedly has its own virtual reality headset for PlayStation 4 in the works. Now, with the Oculus Rift being a thing, why wouldn't Sony just, go out and purchase Oculus Rift? Or, make sure that they developed for PS4 and not for Xbox One.
I have a theory here, Max.
You do. Speaking of theories, it's Theory's birthday today. Otherwise known as HC Theory on the forums. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Theory. This will be released after, but...
This won't be released afterwards, but I'm thinking of you. And if you're not listening to this podcast, screw you.
Anyway, no, I do have a theory as to why they cannot buy out Oculus Rift, and that simply is that I don't think Sony is expounding with money anymore like they used to be. In the late 90s and early 2000s, you couldn't walk through a household without tripping over a Sony appliance, and now they're pretty much being done away with in everything from household appliances, and I mean, let's face it, they were able to make up some of the money back when they sold the PS3 at a loss with their marketplace and everything else, but if you're going to try to compare them to the world of PCs and to the world of, Xbox, they don't really have much else there that they can compete with.
So, that is a very good point, and I wish I would have thought of that myself. Sony has now offered cryptic statements on the PlayStation 4 voice commands with the PlayStation iToy. I think they should call it the I, not the iToy anymore, because iToy is kind of dumb, gay. No offense to the gay people out there, but that's just kind of dumb.
No, you don't need to apologize. Do you watch South Park, Max?
I do not watch South Park.
You should watch South Park, number one, because it's great social commentary. But, no, they ended up even having this whole thing about how gay and faggot no longer have anything to do with slurs against the heterosexual community. Instead, they have to do just with annoying shit. So.
Otherwise, so by heterosexual, you mean homosexual?
Did I say heterosexual? God damn it.
Yeah, you did.
This is what happens when I have to record things twice. Fuck this.
While Toast rage quits, I'll continue about the statement about PlayStation 4 voice commands on the eye. Apparently there's voice recognition, but not necessarily voice control with the system. So does that mean that you can recognize who's saying something and like sign you in? Or does it mean like PlayStation on, or PlayStation search for this, or do this? We don't necessarily know, because PlayStation ain't talking about it. We don't know nothing. Nothing at all.
That's
I know
a little
nothing.
disconcerting.
Well, I guess they're trying to be like Kinect, but they're not trying to be like Kinect because they're better than Kinect, because they don't have Kinect forced in, and money, stuff, and things. But nobody's gonna really buy the iToy, so like, why are they even trying to put that in anyway?
Yeah, well, the other thing is, I can understand not being like the Kinect, but the fact that you're not, if it is true that they're not going to include voice commands, then they're automatically at a disadvantage because then the Kinect is just better hardware.
Yes, sir. Also, Sony has taken another shot at Microsoft, and they did it via a t-shirt that you can't get. So, little background. This Sony guy was at like a club or a bar, and he was on stage, and he was talking about, the PlayStation, how awesome it was, and stuff like that. And he's wearing a blazer with a t-shirt under it, and it said Token Indie logo on it, just in plain white text on a black shirt. So, if you know Phil Spencer at Microsoft during the E3 conferences and previous to that, he usually wears a blazer with a t-shirt. But during the E3 show, he changed out his t-shirt like every single time he came back out on stage. And everyone just making fun of him because he has a lot of shirts apparently. But the shirt that the Sony guy wore, just making fun of him, saying Token Indie logo, just saying, wow, you have t-shirts, you're cool, but we're the PlayStation because we're awesome and we can make fun of you because we're winning this battle.
Yeah, which they shouldn't be, but I won't go into that rant right now because I don't feel like it.
Yeah, podcast. Okay, here's some more general news for you. The Humble Origin bundle ended with more than $10.5 million in sales, the majority of that going to charity. So I say, good on you, EA. You did something right for once.
Yeah, for once. Also, Saints Row 4 within its first week sold 1 million copies. That's pretty fucking cool.
Congratulations, Saints Row 4 people and people that made Saints Row 4. If you're listening to this podcast, hello, give me a free game and I will promote it.
Yeah, I will say it right now, if they were to provide me with a free copy of Saints Row 4, I would advertise for them for months.
Months upon months. Yeah. Fun stuff and things. Okay, next news story. The season finale for Video Game High School Season 2 came out. I love the series. I highly recommend it. It's a bit cheesy, a bit quirky. VFX is awesome, and it's made by Freddie Wong. What could go wrong? It's beautiful. You should watch it.
I see what you did there. I caught that.
Well, what did I do? I don't know.
Made by Freddie Wong. What could go wrong? Oh, anyway.
That's part I didn't realize.
Batman Arkham Origins is also going to be free with select NVIDIA cards.
Yeah, so if you're buying an NVIDIA card and you're upgrading, do it. And if you just recently upgraded, like within the past 2 weeks, you can complain to whomever you bought it from, like Newegg.com, for example, and get the code anyway. So I threatened to return my GCX 760 that I bought when they did it with Splinter Cell Blacklist. Another little plug, I play Splinter Cell Blacklist on my gaming channel. You can follow me at twitch.tv/MaxDoggy or youtube.com/MadMaxDog1. You're welcome, America. But yeah, there was a code that they released like two weeks after I got it. And I was like, Newegg, I'm going to return this so I can get the code. Rah, 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 troll, troll, troll. And then, in the help chat support system, like, no, don't return it. It'll give us too much hassle. So, they gave me the code. So, if you recently bought a graphics card, you can get Batman Arkham Origins for free. You're welcome, America.
Also, a little story about NVIDIA cards, which I didn't include in the original recording of this. I could be late on this wagon, but Max, do you know anything about an NVIDIA handheld console?
Oh yes, the NVIDIA Shield, is that what you speak of?
I'm guessing. I was surprised. The reason why I missed Battles a couple weeks ago is I had to do some stuff in San Francisco, which probably one of the only cities people know of in California. But anyway, so I was there, and of course it's a much bigger city, despite the fact that I live in a capital city. But anyway, and I checked out a GameStop because I was looking for a couple things, and me and my younger brother went in, and they had it there, and I was just kind of looking at it, and I was like, I was not aware that NVIDIA was making a handheld console, and I don't know where they're going with this.
Well, the point of the Shield is that It's pretty powerful by itself, but what it can do is on your Wi-Fi networks that you're connected to, it can stream games from your PC, and it can play it. So like any games you have in your library that are approved by NVIDIA, they will play on your little 5-inch screen, and it'll work just fine. And then some games you can work directly on the Shield without having to stream it. So that's cool, I guess. Was it needed? No. But is it cool tech? Sure.
Well, now that that's been unveiled for me, I feel as if I've been enlightened.
The more you know. Do.
Also, there's a new Watch Dogs gameplay demo, so you can go and watch this in the links that I'll provide, and you can see why a lot of us are excited, including myself, but not including... Segue into the next section.
I have a question for all of you in the SC Podcast. You can write down your answers and send it in to Forerunner Conflict Podcast at yahoo.com. If you don't know how to spell Forerunner Conflict and podcast and Yahoo, well, good luck trying to get email to us, but try anyway. Okay, so the new question for this week is, which new video game coming out in the next year that everyone else is excited for are you not hyped about? For example, I'm not terribly hyped about Watch Dogs, especially after watching that 14-minute gameplay demo that we just linked, hopefully, if Toast links things. I feel like it's just a more complex and plot-devoid version of GTA. I'm thinking that it's just a new IP that's trying something a little bit different. People are getting excited about it for no reason. I just think it's a more complicated and more complex version of something that's mindlessly fun, like GTA. I'm not sure if I really need that in my life. I don't know, it just seems like, they haven't really revealed much of the story details about it, so I don't even know what it's even about other than just a guy in Chicago hacking things. So either that's me doing bad research or
and
me not being
here's my
excited.
counter argument to that. Maybe I can open Max's eyes. The reason why I personally am incredibly excited for Watch Dogs is I am a huge fan of the cyberpunk genre, and I don't feel that there's enough cyberpunk anywhere. Which, granted, technically Watch Dogs doesn't fit cyberpunk exactly to a T, but the fact that it's even getting close to those borders with the hacking and the tech that's involved in that kind of stuff is pretty fucking exhilarating for someone like myself.
Okay. Cool story, bro.
Didn't open Max's eyes at all.
Play it again,
Shame.
keyboard cat.
Shame.
So, okay, you answer the question now. Which new video game coming out in the
and
next year?
I take it that, stating Call of Duty isn't an option.
Yes. It is not.
Yeah, because no one's looking forward to that. If you are, then you're fucking stupid or you're just trolling because you want to see a dog. Anyway.
Well, if you're seeing me, then it's pretty cool.
I'm actually having a hard time answering this one. I'm excited for quite a few minutes. You know what? I'd have to say Forza.
Forza?
Yeah, Forza I'm not hyped for at all. To be honest, I've always found Mario Kart to be more exciting than real race games.
Well,
because it's fun.
I understand that. Okay. User action is required to continue the report. Okay. We have a double bonus feature for you. We're having another question. You have 2 questions, people. First one, I'm going to repeat it. Which new video game coming out in the next year that everyone else is excited for are you not hyped about? Please let us know. Forerunner Conflict Podcast.
You should, especially considering that we, for outside reasons, had to skip the recording of the podcast this last week, so we only had the newscast. I will do the listener mail at the end of this. We only have one piece of fucking listener mail, and we're offering a contest that's supposed to be coming to a close. So, what's up, people? Do you just not like us anymore?
Yeah. As I know I'm not Killer Gunny, but it doesn't mean you don't have to not send email to Toast saying how much he sucks. You know?
I know, you could at least do something. I mean, Max is at least a little killer funny. Being punny. Anyway.
Oh, wow. But yeah, I'm gonna ask the next question, and then Toast is going to explain the contest, and then we'll do some more fun stuff afterwards. Okay, so, which console do you think will sell better in the United States as in the next-gen console? Which console do you think will sell better? Wow. Which console do you think will sell better globally? Just a little heads up. The PS3 eventually sold more consoles globally than the Xbox 360 for this generation, but lost by a significant margin in the United States. So, Toast, what do you think will win the quote-unquote console war.
I will break down my thinking as I get to my answer. There are three main markets for video games. There's the US, which is the largest, and also what I consider to be the US. Actually, I'm just going to say North America, to be honest, because I'll include Canada in there. Then you have the European market, of course, and then you have Japan.
Yep.
Now, Japan is going to secure PS4 for sure because no one over there wants an Xbox. Actually, Microsoft console owners over in Japan are actually frowned upon, and they even have a bunch of derogatory terms for them, believe it or not.
I do believe it.
Yeah, so it's pretty bad. So Microsoft isn't going to do much over there. However, I see the European front as a bit of a toss-up, to be honest. But when it comes to the US and when it comes to Canada, I see the Xbox One coming out strong. Even though we've had a bunch of people complain about them fixing things, which I never understood, because essentially they come out with all the details, everyone complains, then they tailor it towards the gamer, and the gamer complains. So, sheeple suck. End rant. But anyway, I kinda see the European front deciding it, but I have a feeling it's gonna lean towards the Xbox One.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you on most points. Especially in North America. The Xbox One will definitely win in the long run because of its features as a cable box type thing. And then it'll be a consumer product for everyone that's not just gamers. Gamers will buy both consoles, but non-gamers will pick the Xbox One over the Wii U and the PS4. In Europe, however, I'm gonna have to say the PlayStation is going to win long run because they're going to launch in more of Europe at the beginning than the US will. The US, than Xbox One will, excuse me. Xbox One is only releasing in 13 countries at launch. And I think there's more than 13 countries in Europe. I'm just guessing here.
Yes, there are more than 13
I'm just
countries.
Guessing. But yeah, I think definitely Japan is PlayStation and Nintendo territory. Xbox One will beat the PS4 in North America. And in Europe, I think the PlayStation will win. However, globally, I hate to say it, but I think Sony will win in the very, very long run before the next gen is coming out. I don't know. Tell us what you think. We would love to hear your thoughts. Because we love you, quite honestly. No homo.
Oh, no, complete homo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm in a committed relationship with nobody right now. So, I don't want to make any commitments that I can't keep. Because Jesus might be one of those people listening to the podcast.
Oh, well then. I feel that you might be making this stuff up, man.
I'm thinking that I'm making this stuff up on the fly as well, and I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
So yeah, those are pretty much the gaming news segment. Like I said at the beginning, we didn't really have much FC news. In case you're curious, this next week and you don't already know, Vertigo and Exile are going to be the maps we're playing on. Vertigo is going to be a 4v4, Exiles a 6v6. And surprisingly enough, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it used. Max might have seen it, but Ambush is being used for the war map, so Red is going to get game type choice on both maps because they ambushed Exile.
It's ridiculous.
Have you ever seen Ambush used yet, Max, other than this time?
In SC's career, yes, I've seen Ambush used. But that's not the question you were probably asking. In this war, no, I don't think Ambush has been used.
No, not in this one. I'm asking your entire FC career.
Oh, Ambush, yes, multiple times. Yes, tons of times.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I guess just the Halo 4 era has been a little more forgiving in that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It used to be a lot cheaper, wise. And it used to be more of a benefit.
Ah, I see.
Yep.
So yeah, starting next week, guys, with the newscast, especially because everything will get going again, we'll be able to do a lot more of in-depth, war map look and stuff like that. We decided to go a little less heavy on the FC news this week, especially because of that whole problem we had earlier this week that we resolved, and I think everyone's tired of hearing about it. So we gave you guys a break.
Legacy!
You guys did get a great piece of world news, which we'll also probably start doing depending on time. Again, this one was very gaming news heavy again. But yeah, you guys got to hear about hide and seek, which I thought that was interesting personally. And to close it out, I think we'll go ahead and do our one piece of listener mail.
Yeah, one
piece. It's very sad. Okay, it comes from Adrian, our Norwegian friend, and I'm not even gonna read the title. Yeah, pretty much, just no. He goes, why, hello, Toast and Max,
Rockatansky.
Rockatansky? Okay.
Rockatansky?
I like, my brain got fucked up when I tried to go over that fast. He goes, it is me, Adrian. I have some crazy listener mail for you for your spiffing podcasts. Bleh, podcast, squiggles, grr. This is a list of video games I would get for the Xbox One when it comes out. Number 1, Call of Duty Ghosts, super awesome. Hearts, FIFA 14, Football Yo, and Battlefield 4, holy graphics. And he goes, I really think Ghosts will be the best game of the decade. I mean, if you disagree, you're a bad person. The new game will have breathtaking graphics, groundbreaking changes, and dogs. And then he continues to laugh and go, tricked you. And he says that he runs away with your wallet. Anyway, he goes, hell no, I ain't getting that trash. This is my real list. Number 1, Halo 5. Number 2, Destiny. Number 3, I have no third because none of the other launch titles pick my interest. To which I say, Adrian, you're a horrible person. It's obvious that Destiny comes before Halo 5. Halo 5 goes to number 3. And then number 2, it's going to be Battlefield. Come on now.
Yeah, opinions.
Opinions, which are facts because they're coming from me. He also says that he doesn't mind Ben Affleck or whatever being in the new movie because he doesn't watch movies with superheroes in them. He used to be quite fond of superheroes, but after he discovered anime, he pretty much stopped. Just no. Superhero movies are great. I don't know if they're made well, which the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy is, despite a couple of the problems it has, which I won't debate now. But no, Ben Affleck shouldn't touch Batman because he already ruined Daredevil. Anyway. Affleck. Also, he's then honor bound to have Matt Damon as Robin, and then it's just all bad. He also says, if somebody in the FC are into anime, go watch Shigeki no Kyojin. My Japanese is horrible. And Watamote. He says they are great animes, and albeit Homestuck isn't really an anime/manga, but go read that, yo, I feel so lonely on the forums. No, Homestuck is stupid. I'm just throwing that out there now. Have you checked out Homestuck, Max?
I've only been introduced into anime in the forms of Halo Legends and Ruby, so no.
It's not an anime.
I don't even know what it is.
It's this story that just somebody drew in MS Paint, and it's like literally like thousands upon thousands of pages of it.
Okay.
And it's animated at certain parts, and it's drawn, and to be honest, I'm gonna have to say this, Adrian. It's stupid, it's very cheesy, and to be honest, the kind of humor that it has and what it attempts to do is rather juvenile, in my opinion, which is facts because it's coming from me. He also says that he thinks that Max is doing a great job. Skype notification sound, really like how Skype notification sound, energetic you, Skype notification sound, and you sound, Skype notification sound, like a really Skype notification sound, cool Skype notification sound guy. Also, I love Skype notification sound, your FC Gaming Skype notification sound, news, Twitter account, Skype notification sound. Sorry about that. I still feel bad.
Yeah, he's so distraught, he completely forgot a section of the email above it.
Whoa! How did I miss all that?
You can go ahead and read it. I'll let you.
Oh my god. Sorry, I was recovering from laughing. Yeah, I apologize for missing that whole section. He goes, the Champions bundle's rad ass. Pitfall looks amazing and gives me palpitations in a good way, if that makes sense. He goes, Vertigo is okay, but it doesn't really appeal to me. Sucks to be you come this next Sunday. Which, by the way, Adrian, I don't mean to offend you. In case you didn't know, because you haven't responded to my messages yet, you are now, you're in a different squad with me now, so you should get in contact with me. Anyway, he goes, it doesn't really appeal to him. It feels awfully familiar, though. I almost get that feeling, too. Do you get that feeling at all, Max?
I would say that I get that feeling.
I don't know why, though.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, like there's something about Vertigo that I have to agree feels very, very familiar, but I can't place it. He also says the new weapon skins are awesome and the new stances make him want to shoot ejaculatory fluid out of his genitals all over the TV. Some of them. He also says the new armor pieces disappointed him a bit. They are cool and all, but they look kind of bad. Fuck you, you're obviously not checking out the new Venator armor. Grr. Grr. He says, peace, T, and then he also says, yo, play Suburban Jungle, look it up on YT, and as an outro break thingy, which I definitely will, and he has a graphic, see, here, is this supposed to be, like, for the contest that we're doing, the graphic thing?
I don't know.
It shows Mad Max, and what is that in his hand? Is that a gun? It looks
yeah,
weird.
I think so.
Okay, I think it's supposed to be a gun, but it looks a little weird in his hand. And then it has a piece of toast in front of the gun with this weird, angry cat kind of face drawn on it. And then above it, which was obviously done in MS Paint, is written FC Potty. So, if this is for the contest, I'm sorry, but I can't accept this as an entry.
I think you should remind everyone what the contest is, Toast.
Yes, which I will now. I'm going to extend it and hope that we get some more people. We actually have a mysterious benefactor who's willing to purchase Microsoft points, which are now going to be in your own local currency, so don't worry about it. And essentially what it is we're putting the contest in the hands of the listeners to create something for us, whether it be a new piece of podcast art or whether it be a new outro song or intro song that we can use. For example, as you guys in case you didn't know, we have our own, which I don't know how you didn't know, but we'd like the new one for having Max on here now. And yeah, essentially you could also make it for the newscast if you want to make this cool, like, news intro thing. Anything that you want to make, it's pretty much in your guys' hands. Do it, submit it to us via the email. If the file's too big, which it shouldn't be, but if it is, definitely go ahead and let me know and we'll work something out. But enter in for a chance to win 800 Microsoft points, or the equivalent of. So
you can win all of the monies. Why wouldn't you want to do this?
All of the monies. Like, all of the fucking monies can be yours.
Basically, like, it's a win-win-win plus one.
Our mysterious benefactor gets to feel good because he's helping out the world. We get new podcast stuff and you get the monies. So,
yeah.
If I end up not getting any entries, I guess we'll run a different contest.
Or we could just take it for ourselves and be greedy as bitches.
And we could just take it for ourselves. Great. That would be great. But no, I am honor bound. I cannot do that.
I shall not dishonor your family.
I shall not dishonor my family, I do.
Wait.
So yeah, this is obviously devolving at this point. That's been your guys' first taste of the FC Newscast. In case you didn't know, because we didn't really have different segments, there were no breaks in this episode. No breaks at all.
None of the breaks.
So if you guys are like, that's a lot, oh well. Sucks to be you. Since I even don't have official outros or intros for the newscast yet, I'll try to whip something up tonight, for an intro. But for the outro, I'll go ahead and play Suburban Jungle, which, T wanted us to play. I might actually include something else though, because there's this great song that I found actually coming out of Norway, Max.
Oh no.
Yeah, have you heard of said song?
No.
You haven't heard of What Does the Fox Say?
I have. Don't do it.
That song has become my jam. It's so fucking funny. Anyway, no, I am going to include that. So now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. I'm going to have that as our outro song. Sorry, T, I'll include yours next time. Include it again in the next listener mail so I don't forget. And we're going to have a Norwegian band play you guys out. So as always, coming from the FC podcast team, stay classy.